can't go, well, you
Okay.
said, I want it exactly where it
Yeah.
should be.
Right.
Okay, so now we're here.
Okay. So the biggest, well, couple things. We were going to, extend the, like if you go to map, the pictures should look like that, right? On the, and then the black bar should also, continue all the way across, which is the, going back to the original, this is where we like screwed up. so,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. No worries.
we need to, yeah, we need to, but that's just like a sizing. They need to crop the pictures properly. I don't want the pictures
Wait. We're
stretched.
going too fast now. Because on the
Okay.
map side, what we did is I expanded to full.
Yeah, when you go to the map, it
Okay, stop,
shows the
stop,
full
stop,
map. Sorry.
stop for a second.
Okay.
Okay, when we go to the map here, there's this the white area here should be all black. It should be to where from if I go to full screen, that the navigation bar and then let's go down below. Yeah, see everything else works. Like if you look at the at the footer, you see that it's all there. It's going full screen, but it's the navigation bar up top that's stopping, on both sides, and that was once set one way. We need it set to where it moves like the rest of the site in being responsive. And now I'm going down to the footer, and I'm going to move this. And as I move it, the bottom. See how the tag website powered by Curtis and Company, how that's moving. That's how the top of the site needs to move. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the home page, and here's how on the home page that it cuts off, and it needs to be back to being responsive like it was. It was like that,
Yes,
and
correct.
now it's back to it. Okay, so now we're back on the home page, and I've got to resize
Okay.
this so I can.
And the Joe, the 652 East Channel Road, Santa Monica, California, the 902, does that need to come down a little bit here? Just if there's a fair amount of space in between this and this. Okay. All right. So we're going to leave that. That's good. And then your description looks like it's fine. It's coming in perfectly fine. I like the way that it kind of scoots down like that. And then the contact page, which it's, scooting up, that's totally fine like that. But the issue here is that the Jim Johnnon that he put in there is bolded. And so that needs to be able to be, the not bolded. And then that First Realty looks like it's a smaller font.
Almost needs to. Okay, yeah, go ahead. So,
And and then I need to feel comfortable that her name can also go in there. So they need to put a dummy name in there just so that we can
she did.
see.
There is a name that it's just not showing, so it needs to show.
Oh, it's not showing. Okay. Well, so her name isn't showing.
Right.
And then, the rest of it is fine in terms of now, why are all these, like the phone numbers and stuff are looking like they're hyperlinked? I don't think they need to be
Right.
in hers. And, the only one that, might be is the email. I think our mock-up, the mock-up that I sent you, it was schedule a showing. When they clicked that, it actually brought up an email window that just had their email already in there.
And that's what this one doesn't. This one has a.
This one, I don't know what happens. Let's see. Let's click it. Yeah. So it's the same thing. So that's totally fine. And then I just have questions just to make sure that he did put in the social media icons, which is totally fine. I just want to double check and make sure that those will be there only if I insert a link into them, not there permanently. that's the way it worked with my other thing, is that if I filled the link in, then it would show the logo. Otherwise, nothing would show.
Gotcha.
And the other thing is that, like let's say I have a Facebook link and I have a YouTube link and I don't have a Twitter and a LinkedIn link, the YouTube has to scoot over. It can't be like on the outsides of the thing.
Right.
So, so there's that, and then it looks like there he put kind of a square picture in there, which is totally fine if that will.
A Twitter picture? What does that mean?
A square picture, more of a square picture.
Oh, sure.
Okay. A square as opposed to a portrait, which is fine. I mean, that could work.
Do me a favor and refresh your browser and then click on contact. I just took out 2 links and it behaves like what you want.
Oh, okay.
I took out Twitter and LinkedIn and it now just shows Facebook and YouTube.
Huh. Okay, hold on, let me just see. No, I mean, just as a matter of, okay. You said you just took out a couple links.
Refresh your browser. Okay. and then click on or go off the close your browser and then open it again and then hit contact and you'll see Jim's got just Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, hold on. I just cleared my cache, but it didn't do anything.
You may want to just close the browser and open it up fresh.
Okay. No.
Maybe try a different
browser.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just opening up my. Okay.
Do you guys do photography or no?
You mean in terms of take photography?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So it's listing property website, that's what it is?
Listing website power.
Oh, sorry, listing.
Website power.
Website power. I have it memorized in my other browser. Listing website power, okay.
And then hit the contact.
I still have all the icons, but
oh man,
yeah,
you guys have got like, and I can't figure out like how to give instructions for it. But you must have like a large cache in your computers for it to.
Don't?
Yeah, because I used to do that. I used to increase my cache size on my browsers, and it just would do this. But long story short, the next time you guys come visit, and I have this video player recording, so it shows me doing it, going outside, hitting it, and then having it show just 2 icons for Jim. So like I would close all your browsers, and the next time you come visit, it'll show that it's correct. But
Probably good.
Okay, so what's other than this stuff? Well,
the correction there, I mean, or the adjustment you're talking about. I mean, if I have 4 links, I mean, to any client, they'll go in there and they need to show. But what you're saying is that you took out the Twitter and the LinkedIn and the YouTube scooted over, so it did what we needed it to do. Is what you're saying? Okay.
And you're going to have a video that's going to show that, and then sometime your all your computers and whatever will catch up and it'll show the same thing.
Okay. Is there just a question? Is there a what I would really like to do before when they get this done, I would like to get the zipped file, make sure I can work with it, make sure there's, and load and actually do one of these sites so that I know, that everything is working, so that if there's any issues, I can raise my hand at that point before we actually, sign off on this thing. Need to make sure that I can work with what they give me.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a problem. I mean,
Okay.
the other thing too, which depending upon where you have, where you have it. I mean, yeah, how do I say? There's a couple ways we could package it. We can give you a zip, or we can give you. I'll give you in both ways. A thing called a duplicator file, which it's pretty awesome and it cleans out a lot of stuff. So because you're going to have to, when you zip it or unzip it, you're going to have to, do the database and make sure that the whatever domain name you're using is has everything cleaned and all that good stuff. So.
Well, I mean, the way that I usually do this, so I'm hoping this is going to work the same, is that I go into Bluehost, I buy the domain, I do an add-on domain, and then I load WordPress, and then I add the theme. So I'm thinking that if I have the zip file that it's a theme, then I should be able to then, it'll activate. It unzips it and activates it automatically. And if it's a zipped file, and that I should have all the components in there to then edit, add pictures, add the address, add the agents, unique information.
Yeah, I mean, we put it in the format that you gave it to us in, so
Okay.
so it should work. And if it doesn't,
Okay.
we'll figure it out and get it dialed in.
Okay. Okay. That sounds like the plan. Okay. So hopefully,
So
these guys are planning to get on this tomorrow, or
yeah, and basically should have it dialed in. The Amy Alcini is the first priority. They're going to work on it, her first, and then this one second.
Yeah.
So Alcini should be done within 24 hours, and then this one should be done because it's really there's not much to do on this. But I'm gonna, I'd say today is Tuesday, so they're going to work on it Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, Alcini will be done, and then at the latest, Friday, the listing website will be done. It all depends on what they have to do to
if they reach an impasse or something, it has to figure something out. But otherwise, they should be able to kind of scoot through it. Okay, well, that would be excellent. That would be lovely.
Great.
And then, so IDX mobile view, I mean, are we just shooting ourselves in the foot and then, trying to run the race? Instead of just, attaching the IDX mobile view to at least those pages, because that seems to be the most disruptive, of what we've done so far. Just asking.
Yeah, this is per your instruction. You guys wanted the view that you have.
Yeah.
So and frankly, it just really depends. I mean, you have. I deal with the 995 sites, and I deal with 6,500 and up sites, and I have clients that have high end stuff that they're like, we don't care, and then others they're like, sometimes when I've chuckled, it's not because of you guys, but I used to have a lady that she was just so she was like, okay, well, if you go to the site and then you click the IDX broker view to be my desktop, and then you do this and then you do that, then it shows up different. I'm like, yeah, no one does that. And she's like, well, my clients blah 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 blah, and it took and she found out that it was her Verizon settings on her iPad cellular and her iPhone that she had set it somehow, and it was all jacked. And so I've had the gamut of people say, what they prefer, what they don't. It's really hit or miss. There's going to be times where your clients are going to go, oh, I don't want IDX broker view, I want a custom view. Or they're going to go, I don't like the custom view, I want an IDX broker view. It's something you can't avoid because everyone has a different feeling. And then on top of it, like they'll ask their spouse, or they'll ask their significant other, or the other asks their mom, and the mom says this, and like, oh, you know what, I want to have it like this. That's just the way it is, and that's sort of, you can't really avoid it, but
Well,
basically, if you
we'll
want,
see. I mean, I'm just what I don't want to do is I don't want to get into these proprietary systems that we don't have actively people upgrading them, working on them all the time. Like that's what I'm also concerned about is that the mobile views that we have created. If there's a change anywhere, it could disrupt whatever the customization has been done. And so I'm just concerned that, in a month, if they decide to do something else, guess what? The text gets all jacked up again, even though we fixed it.
Yeah,
so
okay, so thanks for bringing that up. Okay, here's the thing. Because of how you guys customize the front, you take the theme and then you do some customization to it versus solidifying the theme, like making a theme like a Curtis Co theme, make that and have all the parameters set to where everything's predefined. Then what happens is that you'll not have as many issues because we're going in and we're fixing the fix of the theme. That's one thing.
Right.
The second thing is that there are some pages that hold on a second. Let's get. I'm gonna get.
Glenn, you know what? I would like to know if you can. What that. I mean, if you're, I'll trust you. In terms of that's probably.
Yeah, hold on a second. I want to get someone in on this. That is the top dog.
Thank you for calling IDX.
That's the top
Please
dog.
hold
IDX
while I
broker.
transfer your call.
Let me ask him what's happened lately.
IDX, how may I direct your call?
May I speak to Antonio, please?
Sure, hold on.
Thanks.
IDX is Antonio.
Hey, Antonio, it's Glenn, Nailset Media. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Glenn?
I'm good. Sorry to bug you. I've got Vicky Curtis. She's a developer with you guys as well, and we're on the phone and we're talking about something. I just need your expertise real quick, and then I'll let you go back to your caviar and champagne. The thing we were talking about, like how like in the old days, remember Prime Ranch Land where their theme used to break all the time because of whatever, and Josh was telling me that it had to be done in API. You told me recently, I think that's no longer the case, right? Go ahead.
So Prime Ranch Land would break a lot because of all the custom CSS, and then there would be a template change, and then when they would update the template, the tags and IDs and classes would be slightly different. So there'd always be like these weird little adjustments that had to be made. As far as like having to go through the API, what data are we talking about?
We're just trying to make a mobile version, like mobile pages for. Can I give you the customer's last name? It's Alcini,
Sure.
Alcini. And basically, what we did is we did some work for Vicky, who Alcini is her client, and everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, if you look at mobile and you do a mobile search, you'll see the mobile pages that were created now are jacked. So she and I are talking about it and thinking about, okay, what how do we make it to moving forward? How do we make it to where there's less breakage? And that's when I remember the conversation. I didn't remember fully, but I remember you saying something about, well, you don't need to do that anymore because of something, and I couldn't remember what.
As far as the mobile pages staying more consistent, I don't think anything in the API is going to help with that because the mobile pages we're talking about here are search pages and
Right.
whatnot. If you want a more consistent featured page on mobile, you could certainly build that out of the API, but that's really the only thing.
But is there
there's no way to...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but let me just say this. If we do custom, CSS for like the back pages, does that have a probability of breaking if there's updates done by you guys or no?
There shouldn't be any breakage anymore. We used to just kind of push updates on the templates, but now we do versioning, so you kind of have to opt in. And on the templates, you can actually go back as well. So if you go into any of the accounts and go to what is it, designs and pages, and then it's like details, and then it's layout, which is funny. We call them layout and templates in two different places. But anyway, yeah, you can actually revert versions now. So we added that feature for this. So like if you want to try out the next version and you see the breakage, you can go revert back to the version that you know works and stay there, and develop to the next version if there's some part of it you like.
Okay,
So they don't
But this is an
auto-update.
ongoing. Sorry, Antonio, I wanted to ask a question. I'm listening to you here, Vicky. But that takes, going back in and basically updating or me getting Glenn to go in if there is a breakage to fix it, right?
Well, what would happen is
When you update.
If you opt in to update to the next version of a template, then that would be your time to check it out and then just revert right then. They used to auto update is what I'm saying, is they used to be just like an auto thing and update the next version. They don't do that anymore.
So can you check Alcini to see is it set to accept the new version or no?
Are you in the account right now?
No.
Okay. What was the last name again?
Alcini, Alcini.
Yes.
Amy Alcini. Okay. Let's see what template the details page is on. Pages, blah, blah. Details, layout. So this is already on the latest template, it looks like, for the details page.
Right, but is there any kind of setting? Because I didn't know about this, about opting in to accept the new version or waiting for it. So how can you check in a profile, in a customer's profile, to see if they're set up for that to automatically get pushed a new version, or that they can not do that and test it first?
Yeah, we don't push the new version automatically anymore. That's what I'm saying, is we used to push automatically, but we stopped doing that.
So now we're back to where I was. Now this is the conversation that I remember that we had. So what, okay. So basically, like we did the site work, everything's good, then suddenly it's breaking. That could be from the theme side, like an update of
it could also be the theme, yeah. So because CSS is inherited by IDX Broker, most of it is your styling from your theme. If the theme makes changes, and that update, that can be inherited by the IDX Broker page as well.
Okay. Because here's what we're talking about. We're like we've done a couple sites with this one theme, and it just seems like it needs more adjustment. So what I was telling her is, to have her get the Agent Evolution equity platform, and then define the elements of what she wants to have as a theme to then give her clients, from the platform, and then have the components. So as we were talking about that, that's when I wanted to see about how because before Prime Ranch Land had so many issues all the time that then that's when I remember the conversation with Josh, and then you and I talked that so long as they're not pushed out, then and we don't need to use the API. We could just take and create a good strong theme that she can have as her base, and then do little variations of it, and that would be the way to go.
Sure.
Okay.
For themes, one of the things that I see like a couple people doing here is having a specific style sheet just for the IDX Broker portion. That can be loaded within the theme or within a plugin. It's no big deal, as long as that's expecting the template and does overrides for anything that might break. Maybe you set important tags for something that is always going to look this way in your theme. Maybe you don't. But keeping that style sheet separate from the theme style sheet seems to work, because then when you update your theme, that style sheet that knows it's going to be dealing with the IDX Broker page stays the same.
Yeah, that's
so if you see talk to the plugin or in the IDX Broker control panel, either place. But I can see people put it in a plugin just because it's easy to install, it's always there, and it prevents your theme from making adjustments to that style sheet.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't, and that solves a lot, because at least, well, I mean, now you don't push like things through like you did, and plus this is sort of like a go-to section. If you go to that, you don't have to worry about anything, and it keeps the IDX Broker side stable.
Yeah, exactly. And you can write several plugins for different templates. Let's say you only use 2 or 3 templates out of the template that we details templates we provide. So you write two plugins, and whichever one they're going to use, they can just install that plugin. And if they decide they want the other template, install the other plugin, and it's easy. It keeps in queuing a style sheet. Like I think it's like 2 lines of code in a plugin. It's pretty simple.
Okay. All right, dude. Well, thank you for your time. Sorry, it took
And
so long.
Antonio,
Yeah.
Antonio, can I ask you to do one thing while you're in her account? There was, I called yesterday, and we were talking about supplemental listings, and one of the gals that I worked with, she says, I attached one supplemental listing to her featured properties, and she didn't see it coming in, but this morning it's in there, but it's bizarre. It's like a test property. It needs to be deleted like ASAP.
We're talking about 1, 2, 3 test Florida.
Yeah, that was
That's
just
the
the
only
box
one
of
that's
the
in there.
house. Yes, exactly. That
Probably.
needs
It's
to
the
go
only
away
supplemental.
because it's showing up on her featured property page on her website. So
Okay, I deleted it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
thank
it.
you. Thank you very, very much.
You guys are both very welcome.
Okay. Bye, buddy. Bye.
All right.
Okay. So.
Okay, so Glenn, so that makes sense. You got some more information for maybe how to work with the IDX style sheets then going forward.
Well, what it is that we have, like I showed you, we have our stuff, but for anyone new, for sure, I would look at like how you want like the perfect environment for Respondic and Alcini. Like we want it to behave like this and that, and then what I would do is I would create some plugins for the style sheets that would switch it. So it's like taking these things and then make like defining. Okay, we want it like this, like all the pages, right? You define it all, and then on your on the next one that you do, you make it to where it's hard. It's not. This is not the correct wording, and I'm using it when I shouldn't. But it's hard coded. You're basically locking in the elements of the IDX broker. So if that happens.
No, I understood what he was saying. Like if the theme updates, that the plugin basically is not part of the theme, so it will not screw up what your styling is in the IDX pages.
Right. Yep. It'll block
So that made sense to me. So here's another quick question, and then I'll let you go.
Sure.
So I need to understand what you did to add that page correctly from the home page, because I had it in there, and I tried all kinds of things with the slider, and you went in and you did end up being able to get the text to show up and get it to react correctly, and I swear to you, I do not know what you did.
Okay, I'll have to. I don't know either, just because I've in the